Okay, before we start, if you see me looking exactly like this in, a main channel video, possibly several other videos, mind your fucking business. I'm recording a lot today and I don't feel like changing to make it look like I didn't record all of this in one day, okay? Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my channel. So, I asked you guys on my Instagram, I think yesterday, I asked you to send me questions on what it's like to be a YouTuber. Because why not? And so now I'm going to answer them because why not? I've like scrolled through these, but I haven't like actually really looked at them. So I'm sure there's like repeats in here. I'm not going to do every single one. Holy shit, there's a lot. I think this is, hold on, here's the top. I think this is the most responses I've ever gotten to an Instagram question thing. Holy fucking shit, you guys are curious. Not that I blame you, but oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna start at the bottom since I'm already here. So the first question says, where do you get most of your ideas and when do you realize that a certain idea is good for a video? It honestly depends on, like, sometimes people ask me, like, to review certain things. Most of the time, honestly, when I'm asked to talk about something, I'm probably not going to do it. I don't know why. I like making videos about things that I like and things that I care about. And so, like, I'm not going to ever make a video just because one person said to. But in general, I find my ideas either, if something's trending on Twitter that catches my eye, if there's like a certain movie that I really want to talk about, if there's like just something that I really want to talk about, usually a movie or a comic or something adjacent. Then I think about it for a little bit. I think about if I have enough to say to turn it into a video. That's always a big thing. There are quite a few ideas that I've had just like throughout my whole time as a content creator that have never turned into a video just because I'm like, oh, I don't have enough to say about this, or I don't have an original take on it if it's something that's been talked about, or if I just don't think that people are going to care about it, then those are the times that I don't make it a video. But other than that, like, at what point I realize it's a good idea for a video is when I know, like, okay, I can talk about this. I can turn this into a video, and people would be at least somewhat interested. I think that that's my answer, my final answer. What's the most stressful thing and the most exciting thing? The most exciting thing for sure is when a video does really well when you don't expect it to. For example, like the most recent time that this happened is my Spider-Man Lotus video. I didn't think that like enough people knew about it or cared that much about it. So I was like, yeah, this will do like, maybe 5 or 6 or 7. If you don't know, I can just show you. On the YouTube Studio app, or in the YouTube Studio, not just on the app, your videos are ranked. Your past 10 uploads are ranked by views. So, like right now, the last thing I posted on this channel, How to Cure Boredom, is at 7 out of 10, which is fine. It's lower than I was expecting, but it's fine. So, for the Spider-Man Lotus video, I was like, yeah, probably won't do that great, and that's fine, because I, like, talked about it enough, and I liked editing that video a lot to where I didn't really care. And that video fucking completely surpassed my expectations. It did like really, really good. And that makes me feel really good. So that's probably the most exciting part. And the most stressful part is honestly like the people, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to, I'm trying to think of how to word it. It's something I've gotten a lot better at, like fan interaction, or not fan interaction, hater interaction. Yeah, like I have a lot of social anxiety, and so reading comments about myself that are not nice isn't good. Or when if I make a mistake in a video, or if I have people disagreeing with my video, that gives me anxiety, which doesn't happen very often. And again, I've gotten a lot better through just like time and experience and therapy of not letting it bother me as much, but it's easily like the hardest part of the job. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. It says, how often are you not treated like just a personality and not a real person? I think they meant to say, how often am I treated like a personality and not a real person? I don't really know, because while I have met people in public, I wouldn't say that they didn't treat me like a real person. I guess like I've had people say, you know, really mean shit or also really gross things as if I can't read it, as if I can't hear about it. But I don't know. I honestly, in a weird way, I don't pay attention enough to comments about me to know like how often I'm not treated like a person, just because reading about myself really, really makes me anxious, so I don't do it. So I don't know, but I would like to. I know that I'm sure that there's people that do it just because it's kind of like an unfathomable thing of like this person that you watch is like a person. You know, I think about that sometimes with random celebrities or actors. I'm like, wow, like what is this dude like? This dude's doing something right now. This dude's in his house. Like, wow, that's an actual human being. I don't know how often people do that with me. Maybe they do. I don't know. Someone said, is it better than a 9 to 5? Yes. That's not to say that there's not hard parts about it, but even the worst parts about it are still not comparable to a 9 to 5. Yes, it's better than a 9 to 5. Has being a YouTuber ever affected your personal relationships? Kind of. Like I didn't really know about it until after the relationship had ended. I guess in multiple scenarios I didn't realize that it was affecting my relationships, but whenever I first started YouTube, for one example, I was like, I basically kind of shut myself off from like all of my friends and roommates just because I was like working on this. I was on my phone all the time. And I like grew apart from people. I lost friendships. So that is one way that I didn't really realize until I was like out of that environment and out of that headspace that it had affected my relationships. And then another thing, I was actually in a relationship with someone who was like envious of me and like what I do. And I just didn't realize it until he told me after we had broken up, or maybe we were on a break. I don't know. And he was talking about like how he admired what I did. And it was just like, it felt really weird of like, I don't see myself as anything special. You know, anyone can like open their phone camera, or if they have a regular camera, anyone can turn it on and talk to it. And I mean, yeah, editing is a little bit difficult, but there's free software out there. I started with free software. I started on fucking iMovie and recording on my iPhone 8. Anyone can do that. Like, I don't think that I do anything extraordinary, but to other people in my life, that's like a really crazy thing. So yeah, it has affected my personal relationships. I guess for, maybe not for the worse. I mean, in the first scenario, that was for the worse, but I don't know. It does, I guess, in a neutral way, in a weird way. That's a better way to word it. Someone said, do you ever get too worked up over numbers/engagement? I don't anymore, but I definitely used to, because there is always that thought of like, okay, you know, I need to keep doing this. I need to like always have a video out on time. I always need to, it's like the struggle of staying relevant, because inevitably I'm going to be irrelevant. Every YouTuber is going to be irrelevant, right? Because just time goes on, people age, the creator ages, things, you know, platforms change, interests change. You're not going to watch me one day. And for a long time, that did really freak me out of like, I need to keep going. I need this momentum to stay. I need to keep getting views. I need to do better than the last video every single time. And I have chilled out about that. I used to just think about it every single fucking day. And I don't really think about it much anymore. I just now focus on like, okay, make the video good and people will watch it. So yeah. Did you have something else in mind other than having YouTube as a career? I never planned on having YouTube as a career. Like when I started, I was in college. I wanted to actually be a sports journalist. I wanted to work in like Formula One, either doing journalism slash like PR stuff for a specific team or just like writing in general. And then I dropped out of school. And then this really took off. So no, I never planned on this being my career. It was a nice thought. Like when I was little, I used to want to be a YouTuber. You know, when I was like 13, I did want to be a YouTuber, but it was like something I tried as a kid and failed, and you just kind of move on because like you're a middle schooler. But then I picked it up again, just like I actually picked up YouTube again to practice video editing because I wanted to be a film major. Didn't get into that program. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. So yeah, I like never planned on this turning into what it was. And I'm very thankful that I did though. Does YouTube pay enough to actually live off without support or another job? It does. I've been living solely off of YouTube since March of last year. So yes. This one says, how do you stand the sound of your own voice for so long? I actually don't. By the end of the day, it gets, especially like after filming a lot, it gets like pretty graggly. I don't know the right word. You know, where there's like a lot of vocal fry. My voice gets like that after talking for too long. And so by the end of the day, I just don't want to talk at all because I don't like how I sound, which is kind of a bummer because it's the time of day where like me and my boyfriend talk when we're like about to go to sleep. Because he actually has a job, like he has a 9 to 5, and so, you know, we don't see each other all that much except for the evening time, and we talk in the nighttime, and so I don't want to talk then. Yeah, I don't stand the sound of my own voice for so long. What's the average amount of hours you work per week? Oh, I don't know. It honestly depends on like my workload for the week because currently I'm trying to do a side channel video a week and a main channel video a week. So it has been a little bit busier. But honestly, like the amount of work I do depends on, you know, the types of videos that I'm making, specifically how long it takes to write them, how long it takes to not really film them because that's like whatever. How long it takes to edit them is a big thing. So I honestly don't know. Do you feel anxious about what you might do if your channel is no longer relevant? That kind of goes into the thing I was talking about earlier. To where I used to be super scared about it, and it is always kind of going to be like a lingering thing of like, this isn't forever, you know, but I'm currently working on ways to set my life up to where even when videos are no longer a viable source of income, I'll still have sources of income. So yeah, also I can always just get a real job. I don't want to, but if the time comes where I have to, like, I guess I'll just have to. Do you feel like people know you too well because so much of your life is on the internet? No. There are very personal parts of my life that I don't share, you know, personal parts of, even though I do share a lot, I know I share a lot, but like my inner dialogue, like I keep pretty close in, I guess like the deepest parts of my thoughts. I don't share those. My, you know, the intimate parts of my friendships and family relationships and actual relationships. I don't really talk about that. So no. Favorite video I've made? Oh, I don't know. I really like this one vlog I made. Hold on. I'm going to YouTube to look at my videos. Oh, yeah. It's called Running Away from All My Problems. It's when I went to my dad's house for a few days. I don't know. I just like that video. I like the vibes of it. I like the music I chose. I like the editing. I do like my Wonderland system quite a bit, even if it did get mixed responses because it is a touchy topic. I don't blame people for not liking it. But I like the effort I put into it. I don't always put as much effort as I could in videos just because admittedly I'm pretty lazy. But I liked that video. I liked the effort I put into it. Oh, Becoming the Riddler because I need to. Always a good one. Yeah. Do you get those plaque thingies that they send? Yes. Do you ever feel pressure to be a more public persona? Love your content, by the way. Thank you. And actually, yes. I think about it sometimes, especially with my Twitter, because my Twitter is like the closest thing you guys will ever get to my actual internal dialogue. And sometimes I think about it and I think, would like an actual A-list celebrity tweet that? And if no, should I tweet that? Like, I think about if I should care about that stuff, if things I say that are like, just like a loose thought, if it maybe comes off the wrong way. I do worry about that sometimes. So I do get into little spouts of like, maybe I should try to be normal. But those don't always last. Did this increase the hoes? No. Not in any way, shape, or form, because I don't tell people I'm a YouTuber ever. Where and how do you draw boundaries in YouTube with it being a job and a hobby? Honestly, I can't really draw boundaries on it just because, like, it is my job. I make my living that way. I think that with the side channel, I'm able to treat it more as fun, more as a hobby, because while I do make money on this channel, it's absolutely not a livable income at all. Quite, like, just being quite open, it's usually under $500 a month. So I am able to like be more chill and more fun here, and it is more of a hobby, but like I treat my main channel very much as a job. So yeah. Do you think this is the best job for you? Is there a job that would make you happier? I think that this is the best job for me, just considering I don't like being told what to do. I like doing what I want, and I like making a lot of money. And, not to be a bitch, but that's what this does for me. Is there a job that would make you happier? Maybe like, I don't know, maybe just selling art and pottery for the rest of my life, or doing like weird artsy shit. I would never want to do like a customer service job ever again. If I have to, I have to, but I would never want to. How do you handle the thought of being perceived by a whole bunch of people all at once? I can't handle it, so I don't think about it. How often would you say you feel burnt out? Kind of frequently. It happens less now than it used to, but I don't know. I've definitely felt really burned out before. Have you ever scrapped an entire video before? Honestly, I think so. Yes, actually. I feel like I've done it more than once, but the most recent one, and like the only one I can remember, is me and my boyfriend Tyler were actually, for the main channel, we were going to watch Euphoria because he's never seen it and I've seen it several times. And he does like photo video stuff professionally, like for advertising companies and stuff like that. And he went to NYU for film, so he knows a lot more on the technical side than I do. So I wanted to do a video where it was his first impressions of the show, just to like capture that and to kind of compare like his opinions to mine. And we actually recorded, I think, like 6 or 7 episodes of the first season. And I didn't like any of our conversation, and it kind of felt like one of those things where, given how touchy the subjects are, it wasn't something I wanted to just talk off the dome, because like I was worried about things getting misconstrued or us not giving the attention to something that it deserved, because it wasn't going to be scripted. The whole point was for it to be like honest reaction. But I don't really like doing that type of stuff because I probably over worry about how people are going to interpret things, because not everyone thinks like I do. And even in times where I feel like I've gotten my point across really clearly, someone can still completely misunderstand what I'm saying. And I didn't want that to happen, especially with such heavy subject material. So I was like, hey babe, I know that we've just like spent so many hours doing this whole thing. What if we stopped? And so we did. Does it feel like work? Honestly, sometimes it doesn't and sometimes it does, which it's kind of weird how there are times where it feels like work when it shouldn't. Like, a video I'm working on right now is about something that I really fucking like, but I've been putting off working on this video for weeks just because I'm like, I don't want to work on this. I'm so unmotivated to do it. So sometimes it does feel like work, sometimes it doesn't. Do you still just feel like any other normal dude, or do you feel like you're kind of famous? I feel very normal. Are you the same person as you are on YouTube? If that makes sense. It totally makes sense. And honestly, I don't think I am. I think that I have like the same thoughts. You know, like I'm not gonna make a commentary video and say things that I just don't actually think in real life. I'm never gonna do that. But I mean, like, I feel like I'm a lot quieter in person, much more awkward. I don't know. Like, I feel like people would expect me to be like super talkative or outgoing. And I'm very much not. Is it hard not to get political? No, because I'm my own boss and I can say whatever the fuck I want. And if I want to get political, I do. Other than like certain sponsorships where it's like they want me to talk about politics, but not sway one way or the other. Just kind of say like, hey, voting or, you know, climate change or like something very like, something that is honestly political, but I can't say like one way or the other. That's the only time I can't. But other than that, I can say whatever I want. When you talk to yourself, do you talk like you're making a video? Yes, actually, especially when I'm in the car. I'll talk to myself all the time in the car, like I'm on the fucking Kardashians. You know how they have the car camera. Yeah, I think that's the only time though. Did you go into it expecting what it ended up being? Absolutely fucking not. How do you feel about people getting mad at YouTubers that cover the same topic? I didn't even know people did that. That's kind of stupid. Like, unless, you know, it's a scenario where a YouTuber has, like, taken, like, word for word someone else's video. Who the fuck cares? We all have thoughts, and we're all, like, commentary can only be so unique. I've had a mutual reach out that also does commentary videos and asked, like, if it would be uncomfortable for me for them to talk about something that I've talked about. And I was like, I don't care. Just don't like steal my video. Like, I don't know. I think that's so stupid. It's inevitable for us to all kind of talk about the same stuff. Were you ever worried about people you know seeing / watching your videos? Yes. I don't let my boyfriend watch my videos. I don't like people I know seeing me work, I guess. Like, I know my dad watches them. I don't know if he still does, but I know he's seen quite a few. It's just weird because I don't feel like, I don't know. It's hard to explain how I don't feel like the person I am on YouTube is representative of who I am in real life. Not because like I have these super differing opinions in real life, but it's just like, I don't know. This is in a way a performance. And I would feel awkward with people watching me perform. I feel like that's a good way to word it. I don't know. Yeah, I do worry about people I know watching my videos. Don't watch my videos. Do you like to plan out your outfits for your videos? No, because you can only see to like barely my nipples. So no. Who's your favorite subscriber? Oh, that's interesting. I don't have like a favorite subscriber, but I do notice repeat like names in my comments. I know that there's like a few of you guys who are like really good and chill, and I remember that, but I don't think I have a favorite subscriber. I feel like it'd be kind of weird if I did. Is it fun doing research for videos, especially if they're about nostalgia or internet history? It honestly depends on the video. Sometimes it's like super interesting, like with the, not Firefest. What was that one fucking, I made the video about it. Hold on. What was that festival called? Oh, the When We Were Young festival. That was a really fun one, but then there are others that are less fun. Honestly, the video that's going up on the main channel this weekend, the weekend I'm filming this, was not fun, even if like it was an interesting topic. It was one of those things where it just like felt like work for no reason. Is it stressful walking around in the city whilst being pretty famous and recognizable? No, because I'm truly not that famous. Like, I know that for people it feels like I'm like up there. I'm really not. Like, I'm not to downplay like my success, because almost 400,000 subscribers on my main and, you know, 35,000 on this channel. That's like very fucking amazing, right? I'm not saying that it's like, oh, that's not good enough. I'm not famous yet because I don't have whatever, right? I'm not trying to say that, but it's kind of hard to recognize how that is small, kind of, especially because it's the internet. Like, being internet famous is basically being like popular in middle school. Like, it's not anything. There are like, I don't even know, there are tens of thousands of YouTube channels that have over 1 million subscribers. I couldn't even tell you like 30, because the internet is just so vast and there's so many different avenues and different parts of it that, you know, there are people out there who are probably millionaires because of YouTube that I've never even heard of, that you've never even heard of. So, like, I get that I'm like famous, but really I'm not. I'm not famous. So, it's not stressful walking around. I'm not scared I'm going to be mobbed or anything. There are sometimes, like, if I go to, you know, big gatherings, I wonder, I'm like, maybe I'll get recognized. And sometimes I do. I went out to 6th Street with my friend Layla, and I actually met a fan there. So, yeah. But it's not like a constant thing I think about or worry about. How has being a YouTuber impacted your mental health? It's put a lot of stress on me all the time for no reason. And also, it has added insecurities to myself that I've just never considered until someone pointed it out. I get told I'm ugly a lot. Do you consider your videos an expression of art? More my vlogs, honestly not my commentary videos, even if it is like video creation and like editing is a form of art, but I would consider that more like, work. So I guess my vlogs are more expressive and more artsy. How has making vids affected your life, and what, if any, opportunities have you seen because of it? I don't see people very often because I don't need to go to an office. I don't go to school. So I'm just kind of in my house all the time. I mean, I've gotten opportunities of like, you know, getting free stuff from brands and getting to make money doing something that I really like. But it is honestly lonely. Honestly, it really is. Do you ever not want people to come say hi in public? No. If you see me in public, totally feel free to say hi. Sorry if I'm awkward. That's just because I'm awkward. But I don't think there's ever going to be a situation, except like, I don't know, if you see me at a funeral, I don't know why it would be a public funeral, but if I'm ever at one of those, don't say anything. But like, I don't care. I might feel like embarrassed after the fact if I'm not looking good. I had this super nice girl ran into me at Target, and I don't remember what I was wearing, but I'm pretty sure it was like a not good outfit. So I felt kind of self-conscious about that. But yeah, if you see me in public, feel free to say hi. I don't care if I'm like, if I'm with my friends or my parents or my boyfriend, you can still say hi, because honestly, I think they get a kick out of it. My dad and boyfriend do. Do you think you'll ever stop enjoying the process of making videos? Yeah, I already don't. That was exaggerative. There are times where it's not that I don't like it. There are certainly times where I'm like super burnt out or I'm just like not motivated, so I don't want to work. But it's definitely lost its charm. It's definitely a job, right? Like, it's really hit like, okay, this is fun and I'm very thankful that I'm able to do this as a job, but it is a job. So yeah, there's a lot of times where I don't enjoy the video making process. I don't want to sit at my desk for fucking hours having to watch myself and hear my own voice, or to, you know, write 30 pages of a script. I don't want to do that. I still do, but it's not really enjoyable for the half part. Sometimes it is really fun. So you fully script your vids or just have dot points? For the most part, they are fully scripted. For something like this isn't scripted. Vlogs are not scripted. If I'm doing like how I did with my my Joker or my Batsuit videos, those were dotted points that I kind of just talked out of. I don't do those very often. I don't really like doing that. Do hate comments genuinely affect you? Yes. That's why I don't read my comments. I read them for like the first few hours, and then I do not touch them ever again, because y'all are very mean. Where did you work before to make income? I worked at, I mean, I've had several jobs before, but the one I actually quit because YouTube was doing better was a tech company that has, you know, a fruit on the phones and the computers and the pads, the tablets. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name. I don't know why I wouldn't, because I don't work there anymore, but I worked there. When did it stop getting awkward talking to a camera by yourself? Honestly, just the more I did it, the less awkward I feel, but I will always feel awkward if I know someone's listening. Like, I will always film this when my boyfriend's at work because I don't like when people, like, see or hear me filming. But yeah, it just kind of, you feel less awkward about it once you're in the groove of it, once you're like, all right, I'm clocking in, I gotta do it. Is there a lot of pressure to reveal things about your personal life? Not really. It's not like a pressure, but you also kind of know that, like, if you talk about some things, people are gonna watch that video. So it's kind of like the question of, like, sacrificing your privacy for success. Do you find it weird when people dig up old stuff about you? Yes, and it really doesn't happen very often. I think it's only happened like once where someone found like an old Twitter argument I was in, and it made me feel, I don't know if bad is the right word. It made me feel embarrassed just because, like, looking at the comments, I didn't even agree with myself. And so I just kind of felt bad that, like, someone that watched me had to, like, read what I had said. And I actually, like, I had reached out to that person personally and we had a conversation about it. So I felt better then, and I've deleted the comments. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't happen very often because I'm not, like, out there tweeting slurs or anything like that. But, my opinions have changed over the years about certain things as I go through life. And sometimes I have said things in the past that I don't agree with now. And if that ever has come up, I've done my best to clear it up. And yeah. Is it weird if a fan has a crush on you? Like, do you care? Are you flattered? Or is it like, ew? I don't care unless they're weird. I don't check my Instagram DMs because I get the weird ones in there. I had a guy talking about eating my poop. Don't do that. I don't care if you have a crush on me. Like, I've had crushes on YouTubers before, but I don't care. But don't talk about eating my poop unless you're going to pay me for it. Do you ever find yourself becoming demotivated after watching another's success? Actually, yes. There's a few YouTubers where we both kind of started, or all the three of us, started at very similar times, and the two of them have gotten a lot more success than I have, due to whatever circumstance, whether it's just the algorithm or having connections to other YouTubers. I'm totally not talking about Nick is Not Green. And so for a while it did bum me out of like, okay, we're doing the same thing. We're talking about the same stuff. Why am I not reaching what these two people have reached? And I've just chilled out. I'm like not bitter anymore. I don't know if I was ever bitter, but I was certainly jealous. But I'm more focused now on like just doing my own thing rather than like focusing on what other people are doing. So yeah. Any YouTube vids you wish you hadn't made? Yeah, my frenemies video, actually. It was something that, like, I've mentioned this before about how I used to make content that I cared not as much about, but I knew it would do good view-wise, and so I made it. I didn't care all that much about frenemies. I never watched the show, but I knew that it was a super hot topic and that people would talk about it. And I don't even think I had, like, great takes in that video. But there's a sponsorship in it, so I can't private it. Do you ever go on 10-minute rants that you have to cut out? Never that long, but there are certainly things that I said in the moment, and then I was just like, that either, isn't clear enough or it just doesn't need to be added. I've cut a lot out. Never that long, though. What makes more money, videos themselves or sponsorships on videos? In general, I think that just like videos themselves make more money because while sponsorships are a large amount of money in like one sitting, I guess, I don't have sponsorships often enough to where they make more money than actually posting does. How did you get yourself motivated to make videos when you were a smaller channel? I was kind of always motivated because back then it was like fun, low stakes, just doing it because it was something I like felt like doing. So I never needed to get myself motivated. Okay, and then the last question is, what is one thing you wish the average viewer knew about being a YouTuber? It's not as fun or as easy as it seems. While it is, fun and it's not anywhere near as hard as an actual job, it's also not like a daydream. It's definitely not what 13-year-old me thought it was going to be when I, wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber. But yeah, that was the truth about being a YouTuber. Hashtag exposed. Hashtag not clickbait. Hashtag emotional. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't have much else to say because I just talked for an hour. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, like the video. If you liked the video, comment on the video. If you liked the video, subscribe to the video maker. And yeah, I hope this tickled your fancy. I hope this solved some curiosity. I don't know. I felt like talking, so then I talked, and now I'm done talking. So now I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.